is KSNF-TV 16 Joplin, home of KSN Newscenter. Good evening and welcome to KSN Newscenter at 6 with Jim Jackson, Vicki Kennedy, Ken Ford Area Weather, Jim Odie 4-State Sports, and the entire KSN Newscenter team.
Southwest Missouri man may be facing the death penalty if he fails to accept a plea bargain.
38-year-old Gary Brown has until July 31st to plead guilty to the first-degree murder of Paulette Sherman of Joplin. If he fails to accept the plea bargain agreement and enter a guilty plea, a January trial date could be set and he will be facing the death penalty. Brown is accused of stabbing the Joplin woman to death nearly 2 years ago and in fact had made a confession to that crime. But now attorneys are seeking more psychiatric tests to determine if Brown is suffering from a mental disease. The case is being heard in Phelps County on a change of venue.
Elsewhere tonight, the grand jury in Ottawa County, Oklahoma may be nearing an end. The jury was called just 2 weeks ago to settle allegations concerning the district attorney's office and the sheriff's department. Jurors have been hearing testimony from county officials and those involved with the two offices. Today, the jury began reviewing what has happened thus far in the closed sessions.
They have still called witnesses, and I think they're trying to have a session this afternoon to kind of review all the testimony they've heard and I think start making some decisions.
Boggs says there is a strong possibility that the jury could be adjourned later this week.
Labette County Commissioners plan to meet with the City of Parsons concerning the switch of ambulance services. The county wants to change over from the current service run by Dave and Joan Nichols to MedTech run by Cheryl Hazen and Dennis Forbes. The reason for the switch is that MedTech claims it can provide the same level of service with much less expense to the county. The cost for customers using it will rise. Parsons City Manager Dick Combs says the City Commission has not yet made up its mind.
Well, who is dumping what into where is the big question some Parsons area residents want answered. But they do agree on one point. The Labette Creek is an eyesore and they want it stopped.
According to residents who live along the Labette Creek, which runs into the eastern part of the city of Parsons, this is not an unusual sight. Neither is this. How much reception have you gotten from city, county, and KDHE?
I've got basically nothing. I've gotten a runaround. You know, it's pollution, and the rust and stuff like that is going to get in the water, and it's going to pollute somebody. And I'm only 25, so I'm going to have kids someday, and they're going to play in that water.
Heffley claims that this man, Virgil Cameron, the operator of the Red Barn, a used furniture and appliance retail store, is responsible for at least some of it. He says Carmen commonly burns and then buries waste on his property, and it eventually ends up in the creek. But according to a clause in the state solid waste regulation, it is legal for residents in rural areas to burn and bury waste as long as they do so responsibly. If this stuff is buried, there's no way it can end up in the river?
No. It's got 10 feet of clay under it, and I'm down in it 5 feet of clay.
Okay, and you've never yourself dumped anything into the river?
No. Nobody else ever has that I know of. Any of them houses in the flood area, if they got trash and junk out in the yard, she all comes right, ends up on this field and that bank over.
Cameron also claims that other residents sneak onto his property and dump their trash. Further downstream, Kent Wicker says the portion of the creek that runs through his land used to be good fishing a short time ago, but not anymore.
In general, it's just basically laziness and disrespect for your neighbor. They're just too lazy to take it to the landfill. It's easier just to drive by in the truck and throw it in the creek. We got a couple of wash machines in there that have showed up in the last 60 days. Refrigerators, wire, car parts.
The Kansas Department of Health and Environment will start investigating the situation as soon as they can, but since the water treatment plant is where it is, even if the creek has been damaged, officials think it probably hasn't affected the water supply. In Parsons, Stuart Price, KSN Newscenter.
And still to come, a local county sheriff is cracking down.
Not on crime offenders, but on smokers. More on that after this.
Bulletin. Urgent news from Long John Silver's. Right now, Long John's Homestyle Kids Meal is only 99 cents with each adult meal purchase. While you grown-ups enjoy any of our delicious meals, your kids will enjoy 2 home-style fillets and fries. All this plus a prize for only 99 cents with each adult meal purchase. So hurry in with the kids to Long John Silver's, the best recipe for seafood.
Hi, this is Jay from Wayside with some exciting news. For a limited time only, Wayside Furniture is offering 12-month financing with absolutely no interest.
Did he just say no interest?
Mom, for a limited time only, Wayside Furniture is offering 12-month financing with absolutely no interest. Zero, zip, none. Like this Lazy Boy rocker recliner for Dad. Take 12 months to pay. Just $20 down and $25 a month and pay absolutely no interest. Only at the Wayside, North Main and Fountain Road, Joplin.
Wild Wilderness Safari, an African adventure in your own backyard.
The biggest Chevrolet sale of 1989 at R&S Chevrolet Geo. Buy with no money down. Make no payments till August. Get 2.9% financing, $1,000 cash back. Pay just $235 per month on the R&S Beretta. Only $161 a month on the R&S Spectrum. Only $176 per month on the R&S S10 pickup. And only $230 per month on the R&S full-size truck. But hurry, because the main event ends soon at R&S Chevrolet Geo, the Chevy Giant.
Cigarettes and tobacco products have all gone up in smoke at the Benton County Jail. A new policy is banning all tobacco products for inmates at the county facility. KSN's Debbie Ernst has details.
I don't have much choice, but I'll abide by it.
No cigarettes, no tobacco. That's the new policy for inmates at the Benton County Jail. 2 fires since the first of the year and general good health practice prompted Sheriff Andy Lee to initiate the tobacco ban.
I can't really see how we can run a healthy environment with an area that when the ventilation is poor and those who do have problems with smoke and allergies cannot be put in an area of a clean environment.
While kicking the habit is taking on a whole new meaning for inmates, Sheriff Lee says research shows banning smoking at the Benton County Jail does not violate inmates' constitutional rights. He believes it's the best move for all those concerned.
It is not a constitutional privilege to smoke. I mean, so when you step into a controlled environment, one of the privileges that you aren't granted is smoking. It's something that they really don't have a leg to stand on at this time.
My wife wants me to quit, and she told me last week when she found out about it, well, good, you'll quit. And I said, well, I'll be more than happy to quit for you, but I'm not happy about quitting for somebody else. I don't think it's somebody else's place to tell me to quit.
Inmates depleted the supply of cigarettes in the jail's commissary Wednesday afternoon. The true test of inmate reaction is yet to come.
I think after the cigarettes run out, it'll get a little more hostile.
In Benton County, Debbie Ernst, KSN Newscenter.
Well, Southeast Kansas highway improvements are just around the corner. Tonight, KSN's Greg Eller reports it'll benefit the entire 4-state area.
A recent legislative action is giving more than $2.5 billion solely for state road and highway improvements. Today, Kansas Secretary of Transportation Horace Edwards discussed plans to start spending money right here in southeast Kansas.
Contrary to what we had believed before, we're going to be able to start a number of the projects in this area much earlier than we had thought.
If you've ever followed a truck on Highway 69, you know that they barely have enough room. And when they're forced onto the gravel shoulder, rocks come flying at your windshield. Current plans would resurface that road and improve the shoulder. Also, similar work would be done on Kansas highways K96, 160, and 57. One official says, for more than 40 years, the conditions of highways and roads in southeast Kansas have stagnated their economic growth.
Many companies and organizations have said that they would not come to this kind of an area or region unless they had the proper kinds of transportation.
And it seems advantages from highway improvements don't stop at the state line. Contract freighters of Joplin are anxiously awaiting any kind of improvement.
Anytime you can have greater interstate access to a major metropolitan area,
it's very advantageous for the carrier and the customers.
Although the superhighways won't be moving in yet, many agree that plans for improvements are a step in the right direction. In Pittsburgh, Greg Elder, KSN Newscenter.
Andy Wallace filling in for Ken Ford, who has the night off. Not too bad today around the four states.
Not too bad. A little warm, a little humid, and a little windy, but I think we got some showers coming our way.
Okay, good. That's what Ken said.
Yeah,
we'll be
that's
back.
right.
We'll be back in a minute.
Stop in today at Coastal Mart for our great 2 for $3 offer. Get a 2-liter bottle of Pepsi for only 99 cents with any $3 purchase. You can buy $3 worth of our premium high-octane gasoline. Helps keep your fuel injectors clean so your engine can run better. So buy whatever you want for $3 and take home 2 liters of Pepsi for only 99 cents. But don't wait too long.
Let's go coasting now at Coastal Mart.
Now you don't need a country kitchen for great country chicken. McDonald's introduces the new country-style McChicken sandwich. Because you don't need to know country cooking to love all white breast meat and a crisp country coating. Don't need a recipe for special country seasonings. All you need is new country-style McChicken at McDonald's.
And now for a limited time, McChicken Combo, just $2.99. A McChicken sandwich, large fries, and a large soft drink, just $2.99 at participating McDonald's.
Calling all arts and crafts lovers. This Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, North Park Mall presents the annual Spring Arts and Crafts Show, featuring the work of exhibitors from several states. If you've attended before, you'll know why this show is so popular. If you haven't, plan to come see why these talented craftsmen are a hit in the four-state area, especially with spring decorating in mind. The Spring Arts and Crafts Show. Plan to be there Friday through Sunday, June 2nd through 4th at Joplin's North Park Mall.
Andy's, of course, filling in for Ken Ford tonight, and there's a chance of rain in the forecast.
Yeah, there is a slight chance, at least tonight. I think over the next few days and even into the weekend, we're going to have some pretty good chances of showers and thunderstorms across the four-state area. So there's some well-needed rain across the area.
Maybe it'll rain and everybody will stand and watch the telethon this weekend.
That's right. You know, Ken said last night we get a new weatherman in here. Maybe he'll bring some rain along. It usually happens.
Of course, you know, he's got his trip coming up soon, so we may have a flood in June.
It never rains in Spain, right?
No, it doesn't. I think Ken's going to be wearing the sunglasses for once. Let's check 6 o'clock outside. 83 degrees, 65% relative humidity. It's very muggy outside today. We have a falling barometer and gusty southerly winds, 25 miles per hour out there. Highs and lows from across the four-state area. We have no rainfall amounts yet, but I wouldn't be surprised at 10 o'clock to have 1 or 2. Look at Pittsburgh, 80 degrees, while Rogers comes in with 88. Overnight lows, upper 60s to low 70s across the four-state area. Satellite picture this afternoon, I can show you the jet stream sort of dipping down across the midsection of the country. There's this large area of cloudiness, and this is a stationary front that's sort of been here the last few days. Showers and thunderstorms along it, and it looks like even some snow backing through Wyoming and flooding as you head towards the Great Lakes. Let's look at the national radar tonight. I can show you 2 thunderstorm watch boxes, one across northwestern sections of Texas. That'll be in effect until 11 p.m. tonight. That does include the Amarillo area, and you can already see showers and thunderstorms around Amarillo. Another one in through the Great Lakes states. In fact, some heavy thunderstorms and flooding continues in this area, where last night they had 4 inches of rain in 24 hours. It's just amazing rainfall amounts in throughout Lansing and as you head towards Toledo, Ohio. And we're starting to see some development closer to home, which I'll show you in just a minute. But as we take a look at the studio map, I can show you that front, which has sort of been hung up in the four-state area the last few days. Showers and thunderstorms along it. You can see even heavier storms through Texas, and now some heavy thunderstorms starting to form in Kansas, which we'll be watching for later on tonight. Further to the east, there's the flooding I was telling you about, where flash flood watches continue across southern sections of Michigan and northern Ohio. Going to tomorrow's map, the stationary front will sort of be hung up throughout the four-state area. I do not expect it to move that much through maybe even Monday. It looks like periods of showers and thunderstorms. Could even see some severe weather around the area with muggy air ahead of it and cool, dry air behind it. Looks like pretty good chances of showers and thunderstorms. Look at Little Rock in St. Louis coming in with 91 degrees. Goodland, Kansas behind the front, 57 degrees. Chilly out there. 80 coming in from Oklahoma City. They have a rain shower. 86 coming in from Tulsa. Here's another band of showers and thunderstorms, which I'll show you in just a second. As we check 6 o'clock around the metro area, though, mostly cloudy skies, and there are some showers. I know some pretty dark clouds north and west of the station, so I think Joplin will be getting a light rain shower here within the next few minutes. southerly winds throughout the day, and we have had lake wind advisories, temperatures going from 80 in Pittsburgh to 88 in Neosho. Now, I have some radars to show you. First one's the wide view of the National Weather Service radar from just north of Wichita to the west of Emporia and to about 30 miles west of Topeka, a line of thunderstorms forming. Some of these are severe, but they are moving northeast, so I don't think we'll have a problem except if they develop down towards this way. There's also these, if we zoom in a little bit to our 120-mile range, I can show you showers from northwest of Tulsa, cutting just about I-44. These should be approaching the area as they move northeast at about 30 miles per hour. Tomorrow's forecast and the extended outlook after this from Ron Blackwell Ford.
We save you money. At Ron Blackwell Ford, you can buy 2 of our best-selling cars today at the lowest prices of the year. 1989 Ford Tempos, loaded at only $99.87 with Ford rebate. You'll save $1,900 today. 1989 Ford Escort LXs, only $87.87 today. And these Escorts are fully equipped with features you want, like air, AM/FM, automatic transmission, and electric mirrors. We save you money. There's only one place to buy your new Ford, Ron Blackwell Ford in Bentonville. We're the dealer that won't knowingly be undersold.
Here's my forecast for northwest Arkansas tonight. Isolated thunder showers tonight, overnight low of 68. Windy tomorrow. It looks like a 40% chance of some thunderstorms. Afternoon high of 85 degrees. It will be muggy in northwest Arkansas tomorrow. And I would not be surprised to see lake wind advisories in effect as well. Northeast Oklahoma tonight, scattered thunderstorms, overnight low of 69. Thunderstorms likely tomorrow. I'll go for a high of 86, although you get a good thunderstorm in there. It may not get that warm. Southeast Kansas a little bit cooler. I think the cool front will move through most of southeast Kansas. Areas along the borders I expect to be warmer. As you head up towards Chanute and Iola, it might be just a little bit cooler. Overnight low of 65, high tomorrow of 80 with a 40% chance of thunderstorms. Joplin, southwest Missouri forecast a few thunderstorms. You notice them to the west if you look outside. Overnight low of 66. 50% chance of thunderstorms tomorrow. We'll go over a high of 87 degrees. Extended forecast does include the telethon there on Saturday and Sunday. Looks like pretty good time to be in there watching TV with chances of showers and thunderstorms throughout the entire time period. Let's flip the extended forecast over and take a look at the color of the weather picture tonight. Now, John Orler from the South School of Neosho even labeled everything for me. He has a sun, some palm trees, sand, water, a shark, boat, and a man. The man is saying, help, help. I guess if you got sharks coming after you, you'd holler for help. Yeah, you'd holler for help. But looks like we're going to see some showers and thunderstorms, maybe even a severe thunderstorm here or there and some heavy rains. Okay. But this batch of showers that's moving through right now is very light. So
okay, and some cooler temperatures behind that as well.
Much cooler if we can get this whole thing pushed through.
All right, thanks, Andy. Just ahead in the world of sports tonight, the Cardinals are up to their old tricks.
Okay, we'll find out what Jim Odie's doing, too, when we come back.
Know what looks best next to an ice-cold glass of milk on a warm day? A nice, cool lunch of lean slices of shoulder steak marinated to a juicy tenderness and a crispy cold salad with just a touch of oil and vinegar. Simple, fast, nutritious, and delicious, which are exactly the reasons beef and milk go so naturally together. And which are the reasons? Milk likes you. A message from your nearby dairy farmers and the Missouri Beef Industry Council.
Come on back to the good old days in Fort Scott, Kansas. June 3rd and 4th, a celebration for the whole family to enjoy.
National Hot Rod Truck and Tractor Pull, June 9th, 10th, and 11th at Miami Fairgrounds Arena. Featuring super modified two-wheel drive trucks and modified tractor tractors. Plus the ultimate Ford versus Chevy Monster Truck Challenge. Special added attraction, 10,000 horsepower, 280 mile per hour jet funny car Warhawk. And see super modified sand dragsters going over 100 miles an hour. The awesome motoring monsters are coming to Miami, Oklahoma. The Outlaw National Hot Rod Truck and Tractor Pull.
Look for the Smitty's new weekly Price Slasher. Best Choice Can Pop, Smitty's Price Slasher, 15 cans for $1. Smitty's White Bread, a Price Slasher this week, 4 loaves for $1. Roseacre Medium Eggs, another Smitty's Price Slasher, just 12 cents a dozen. Oscar Mayer Bacon, a Price Slasher, only 88 cents a pound. Super Large Texas Cantaloupe, 88 cents each. Look for the new weekly Price Slashers, only at Smitty's.
And just what is Jim Odie up to tonight?
Well, I don't really know. Been kind of busy today. The Cardinals playing this afternoon, and they
having some tough luck.
Lost a tough one. Yeah, that's for sure. You know, they've had some pitching problems, especially in the relief corps. Todd Worrell out, and they got some distressing news last night.
But they're not out of it yet.
No, not just yet. Hi, everybody. The St. Louis Cardinals received some discouraging news last night when relief pitcher Todd Worrell experienced some pain while throwing on the sidelines. Worrell is currently on the disabled list with a groin pull and had hoped to pitch for the Cards' Springfield, Illinois farm team tomorrow night. The manager, Whitey Herzog, now says Worrell's schedule has been moved back a couple of days. Meanwhile, at Busch Stadium, the Cards hosted the Astros. Houston looking for its 10th straight on the road. Jim Clancy fell behind early as Tim Jones doubled to the corner, scoring Guerrero 1-0 Cards. Jose De Leon lost that lead in the third as Houston scored 2 in the inning. Jones was charged with an error. Billy Hatcher drove in the go-ahead run. 6th inning tied at 2. Guerrero with a throwing error, and 2 errors on the day for the Cardinals resulted in 2 Houston runs. 9th inning tied up at 3. Chris Carpenter in relief gives up a ground rule double to Craig Biggio. Astros led 4-3, and on the board tonight, Dave Smith picks up his 10th save as Houston wins at 4-3. Their 10th straight win on the road, 3rd straight loss for the Cardinals. Chris Carpenter in relief takes the loss. Elsewhere, Los Angeles over Montreal in the 8th inning. Jeff Hamilton has hit his 5th home run there. Good news out of Milwaukee today on the American League side as the Brewers beat the Angels 4-1. Royals temporarily 3 games out. Could be 2.5 with a win and an Oakland loss. Kansas City wraps up their 3-game set with Minnesota tonight. Floyd Bannister looking for his 5th win. From there, let's check in with our weekly observation of baseball's great plays and our KSN Sports Eye Poppers. Well, some dugout news as the Toronto Blue Jays have named Cito Gaston their new manager. Gaston has been running the Blue Jays on an interim basis since May 15th when the club fired Jimmy Williams. Gaston becomes the league's 4th black manager after general manager Pat Gillick said Gaston was not being considered for the job. Gaston has been with the Jays since 1982 as a batting instructor. His contract is for 1 year. There was another surprise from the French Open. Today, 9th-seeded Jimmy Connors of the United States was upset by unseeded countryman Jay Berger. The two Floridians battled nearly 4.5 hours before Berger came away with the 4-set victory. Connors won only the first set, taking it in 6-4 fashion. He had Berger on the run most of the afternoon, but Berger would not go away, scrambling to win the final 3 sets. The final going 4-6, 6-3, 7-5, and 7-5. With the win, Berger moves into the 3rd round, while Connors, once again, fails to win on the clay courts in Paris. Elsewhere, no major upsets on the men's side. Boris Becker and Stefan Edberg, the 2nd and 3rd seeds, were winners, while on the women's side, top-seeded Steffi Graf and 2nd seed Gabriela Sabatini were both winners. The only women's seed to lose was number 5, Helena Sokova. To the hardwoods, a best-of-7 semifinal series between the Chicago Bulls and Detroit Pistons resumes tonight with Game 5 from the Palace in Auburn Hills, Michigan. Each club has won twice, but Detroit now has the next 2 at home. Meanwhile, the All-NBA team was released today, and Magic Johnson leads the list, making the squad for the 7th year in a row. Michael Jordan joins Johnson in the backcourt, while Hakeem Olajuwon is the center. Both Jordan and Hakeem are on for their 3rd straight year. Charles Barkley and Karl Malone are the forwards. Malone was the only player to appear on all 85 of the ballots nationwide voted.
Quite a team there.
Yes, it sure is. Pretty good all-star team.
Monster team.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Jim. And still to come, we'll talk about continued growth and more jobs.
Okay, that report up next.
You expect more from a wheel horse, and you get it. With fine riding mowers like the 200 series, reliable power to get the job done sooner. It's easy to handle and sized to fit most lawns. You can have it all: style, performance, durability, and price. 11 horsepower, 4 speeds with a 37-inch mower for $14.99 at Midway Lumber. Let them find the wheel horse tractor or rider that's right for you. Remember, nothing works like a horse. A wheel horse, of course. Available at Midway Lumber, 1602 East 32nd, Joplin.
Geo Metro is the highest mileage car in the country. In fact, Metro's mileage is so high, you can go all day on less than $1. Geo Metro, now with 2.9% financing, or use up to $1,000 cash back and drive all that mileage for as little as $120 per month. Geo Metro at a 4-state Chevy Geo dealer today.
3, 4, 5, pass it on. 3, 4, 5, pass it on.
3, 4, 5, pass it on. Pass what on?
3 movies, 4 days, $5 at Video West and Amy. Pass it on.
3 movies, 4 days, $5. Pass it on.
3 movies, 4 days, $5. That's all general releases at Video West and East. Pass it on. Ooh!
More jobs for the area. That's the good news for a town that has relied mainly on tourism for its source of a stable economy. Grove, Oklahoma is the future site of an Eagle pitcher plant. KSN Sherry Sanders has more.
For the last 18 months, the 75,000 square foot building just east of Grove has been empty. It was once the home of Glassmasters Boats and Joy Manufacturing. But today, Eagle Pitcher announced that by September, they hope to be occupying the building and have their business in full operation.
We're going to be manufacturing a special purpose lead acid battery that's utilized in emergency lighting, computers, security systems, ride-on toys the little kids ride around in the house.
We hope that we were able to accommodate them in their needs, and one was through the Department of Commerce. They're providing the funding for the purchase of the facility, so we feel real fortunate to have them.
A $450,000 grant was given to the city, which will become a loan to the industry. Grove has relied mainly on tourism in the past for its survival. The growth of small businesses has maintained its stability, but an industry that will employ between 50 and 150 people can put them one step ahead.
We anticipate that by having these jobs that we will have people move in, but we also feel like that it will accommodate the needs of Grove itself.
Eagle Pitcher has recently come under fire for allegedly polluting a Joplin creek, which could mean them losing government contracts. But despite this controversy, they continue to grow. In Grove, Sherry Sanders, KSN Newscenter.
And taking a look at what's coming up tonight at 10, we'll have another segment of Private Lives.
Vicki, you know, this weekend miracles will be made during the annual Children's Miracle Network Telethon. Tonight at 10, we meet the nurse manager at Freeman Hospital's Pediatrics Unit who sees firsthand how funds for the telethon are utilized. And we'll meet her tonight at 10.
Okay, and in sports.
Big weekend, that's for
That's
sure.
right.
Big night tonight for the Kansas City Royals. Maybe a chance to pick up some ground in the West as they face Minnesota and wrapping up their 3-game set.
Okay.
And Andy says there's a chance of rain.
Scattered showers tonight with evening temperatures in the 70s. I would expect the rain to continue maybe through Monday.
All right, thanks, Andy. And that's our report for News Center at 6.
Have a good evening. We'll see you at 10.
KSN Newscenter is produced for the people of the 4 states by the people of KSN.